Okay, so scope it has to do with where variables are available or can be used or viewed within code. So any variable that's defined outside of a function has what's known as global scope. So what that means is that the variable is going to be available anywhere within the code. So you can use it anywhere. In contrast, when you have a variable that's defined within a function, like xl here and yl, those have what's known as local scope, which means that they're only available within the function. They're not available outside the function. Okay, so here I'm making a very simple function. It just so it accepts two arguments, a and b. Then within the function, first it multiplies a by itself, and then multiplies b by itself, and then adds those two together. So if I run this, you can see here that I have my two global variables. Then I run the function and save the result as z. If I print x and z, both of those are returned. Now, this line I have commented out, if I remove that, then let me just put the comment there. Then I should get an error. So it printed 2 and 13 there, and then I got an error. The name XL is not defined. But that doesn't really make sense, because if we go back here, we can see that XL is a variable. But the issue here is that XL is a variable that was defined within a function, which means that it has as local scope as opposed to global scope. So it can be called within the variable again. As we see here, we've defined it here, and we call it again down here, but we can't use it outside of the function. So that's the idea of global versus local scope. So by default, variables that you create outside of a function are going to have global scope, so you can use them throughout the code or the script. If you create a variable within a function, then it's only going to be available locally or within that function. One workaround for that is you can force a variable to have global scope by using the global keyword. And that's what you see here. So here, I'm creating two global variables. And then within this function definition, I've just changed it so that the variable xl and yl are defined as global variables. So now if I run this, I do get back at this result here, which is xl plus 3, because even though this xl variable was defined within a function, I explicitly said it should have global scope. So this is basically overriding the default behavior.